Hello, boys and girls. It is hot. I am down south, so we're in Kuban. This is territory Kuban. So this is basically Rostov-na-Donu, and it is 6 in the morning and 32 degrees Celsius. That's 90 degrees. And it's normally about this hot. Maybe a little hotter than normal. But for 6 something in the morning, it's pretty hot. Now, all of Moscow has also been very hot. It's been a pretty damn good summer. Our average temperature this year, summer temperature, has been between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius. So mid 80s to upper 80s every day. And lots of sun. So we actually need some rain. So yeah, welcome to Russia. It does get hot here. So no, it's not cold all year long. We don't get snow all year long. And the summers have been getting longer. Thank God. Because we are, if anybody pays attention and doesn't listen to the stupid hype from the stupid people that just repeat the stupid crap about global warming, we did come out of the mini ice age about, 100 years ago. So we're still warming and returning to warming that, well, we're returning to normal. Let me rephrase that. We haven't gone into warming yet. So let that sink in. Roman Hellenistic periods, it was 2 to 3 degrees warmer than it is now. And I doubt there are too many factories burning too much coal. So we're at a restaurant called Panponchik. Panponchik is it's a big company. They've got these restaurants all over the place. So they go eat, have a ponchik means donut, and they got a bunch more than just donuts. So you can go eat, have different meat, different stuff. It's it's all around on the interstates. So up and down the interstates. You get by the bigger cities. You also get some Burger King, McDonald's, stuff like that. You got Panponchik's a Russian brand, and you got like Stolovaya, which is another brand, Mother Spoon, and brands like that. So they're all over the place. As more and more people travel, and as you saw in my video from last night, are horrible, horrible roads. That's what sanctions do for you. They sanction against Russia. And I know the U.S. infrastructure these days, well, I haven't been to the U.S. in 6 years. It was in 2018 was the last time. So almost, 5 years, count 2018. And yeah, and the U.S. infrastructure, there was a later part of 2018. But the U.S. infrastructure is on the hill. And depending on what state you were in, it was always crap. And massive debt that can't help, that can't even maintain it. Everything was built up. So, further, a little bit of clown world. We've got Zelensky, who's working out a new peace plan. And this one is going to actually involve him talking to Russia. That's right. Not just setting terms, but setting terms and then saying please. Yeah. Because according to him and the American left, Ukraine, or particularly according to Zelensky, and you know he's in a cocaine bubble, recruitment's going so good that they don't have enough bases on which to train their troops. That's how good recruitment's going. Side note, there was some statistics that came out that said basically 20% of the Ukrainian army at this point are women, and that percentage is growing. So yes, there won't be a new generation, even if a few of the men return, because a lot of the women are going to be dead or invalidized. So invalid women without legs or arms, young girls, basically, it's 18, 19, 17. Yeah. There's also the infrastructure is great. They're advancing on several fronts. They're actually advancing on one front, if you want to call it advance. They grabbed one village back and lost a hell of a lot of men, and that's under Kharkiv. And there's another area they took back a few positions on the counterattack. That's about the extent of that, and that's under Kupiansk. So that's about the extent of the great Ukrainian counterattack. But apparently they have 8 brigades somewhere that they stashed away and have gotten ready. So if they're anything like the brigades they keep in the reinforcements they keep throwing under or in Kharkiv onto our territories, well, it'll be guys that basically don't know even how to take a rifle apart. They've never shot. That's the state that they're going in. It's just meat waves. Here you got one run, you'll either be dead, you'll be an invalid, or maybe if you're lucky, you'll surrender. More than likely, you'll just be dead. So it's just ridiculous, but that's what it is. Interesting choice by Trump. Of course, Vince still talks a lot of silly stuff, but I guess he has to. I don't know if he believes it all or not. His comments about the U.S. not producing enough weapons, true enough, but his comments about how because we've got greater GDP than Russia, which technically is true, and Europe has greater GDP than Russia, which technically is true if you're looking at FX, straight FX, but God, that is the most sophomoric and idiotic way of looking at anything. Economists don't measure economies, 2 different economies in FX. You can't even measure 2 American states in FX. $85,000 or $100,000 in Houston and $100,000 San Francisco or in San Diego or in Portland are absolutely different levels of income. You'd be relatively well off with $100,000, even in today's inflation in the U.S. in Houston. You'd be but poor in San Francisco. I mean, for God's sakes, the bus drivers in San Francisco make about $300,000. You know, post taxes and everything else, that ain't even that much money. So you cannot compare 2 very different economies and different price structures with direct FX. It's silly. So if the Russian ruble appreciates, say, 50% tomorrow versus the dollar, Russia automatically becomes twice as rich? Well, that's stupid. But if you do neutral dollars, purchasing power parity, those who don't know it, look it up. That's how economists actually measure different economies. And I've got a minor in economics, so I'm not a professor of economics, but I've taken a lot of classes just for that. I just decided it wasn't worth getting doing as yet another major. I got 3 degrees as it is, with a bunch of minors. So, well, with economics, you're pretty much either going to PhD or nobody will hire you anyways as an economist if you're not a PhD. So, detract. If you go by PPP, Russia's the 5th largest economy in the world, and it's got the biggest GDP of any European country, by and far. Germany's collapsed, everybody else is collapsing. Well, according to Vince, that they all live better than Russia. They don't. And the average American does not live better than the average Russian. Not anymore. Things have changed. Welcome to reality. And, you know, one guy posted a meme. Now let me know if this is how true this is. I believe it. Now he compared his purchases of groceries in 2022 from Walmart that came out to $140, and the same purchase in 2024 is running on $416. Tell me what you think. Do you think it's true? How's your inflation getting you? Because I know the U.S. government only recognizes core inflation, which is a metric that was invented under Nixon to make things look better. And that only covers real estate, automobiles, and white goods. So basically it doesn't cover most anything else. Well, it doesn't cover anything else. You know, the stuff that you actually buy every day. So I'm not saying there isn't inflation in Russia. There is, of course. But the U.S. is in hyperinflation mode. If what this guy's experiencing with his inflation on groceries in 2 years, that's over 120% a year. That's hyperinflation mode. Not quite Weimar Republic or Zimbabwe, but definitely heading in that direction very, very quickly. It's insane levels of inflation. There's nobody's salary is going up 128%. It's going to go up whatever the government says the inflation rate plus maybe 1-2%. And that's it. So there's that. Let me know. Let me know what you think. What else? Poland is on and off. Tusk agreed to intervene directly in the conflict with Polish military by shooting Russian missiles and Russian planes that are over Ukraine. Stoltenberg came out and said, nope, Poland's not going to be doing that. So we'll live and see. Because if Poland does that, that means there's going to be return fire right on top of those Poles and or Americans that happen to be manning those Patriot systems. So things will get real interesting real fast. But we'll see. Oh, and Scholz, according to the news, apparently sent a giant package of weapons to Ukraine. Something like 20 Marder IFVs, another 10, 12 tanks, and so on and so on. Stripping down the Wehrmacht past its really down to its bones. Skin, the fat, and the organs are all gone. And apparently, Scholz is now trying to get ahead of the story by, letting it leak before it explodes. So Germany, again, participating directly in the war. Yeah, I think, if this time, if we have to take Berlin for a fourth friggin' time in less than 300 years, it's ours. And West Prussia is going to become West Russia. And the Project Germany is done. Once and for all. Not that Scholz cares, because he's got a cushy job in America after this. I'm pretty damn sure of it. I mean, Sunak's going to be running to the U.S. to a think tank. At least that's what's coming out of the U.K. So why not Scholz too? I'm still amazed Merkel hasn't. Well, anyways, I got to run. Still a lot of driving to do. God bless.